Well, I'm trying to fucking take it easy.
We're live. That'll be a great opener.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see if they got picked up.
Man, I hope not.
We'll see.
The stream's orange right now, so.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Here we go.
Live. Let me log on. Our stream's orange though.
We're good.
Are we?
Orange is okay. That's like we're just getting warmed up, baby.
All right. We got a couple people in already. Nice.
What's going on, guys? Hopefully you're having a good Friday morning. We got Beesky in the house today.
Appreciate the invite, boys.
Yeah,
you know,
good stuff.
Little U.S. Open weekend, so can't wait. Father's Day, obviously, really big one. Being a dad of 3, obviously, Marco's dad of 1 and 1 in the oven. So that's, and we don't know about Coach yet. So
Stupid.
So yeah, if you guys are new to the live stream, welcome. You guys can just drop some questions down below, whatever you guys are wondering, want to ask us, feel free. And then if you guys want to make sure that we read your questions, just leave a little donation and we'll make sure we get to those. But I think we start off with talking about the qualifier. Coach, lead them off.
Okay, first of all, I want to apologize for the F-bomb earlier. He didn't let me know that we were live. So I entered 2 tournaments, one being the Cal State Amateur. I went out there, played 1 practice round out at Shadow Ridge. Really tough, tricky course out there, not my favorite. And I ended up shooting a 77, didn't play great, missing everything to the right. My alignment was really off that day, and my swing wasn't great either. I drove the ball pretty decent, didn't make any putts, and I ended up finishing tied for 29th. So Big Cat came out there. It just went live, so check out that video if you haven't seen it. Marco came out to the SCGA qualifier, which is also at that golf course, and you know, I wasn't hitting the ball really particularly well on the range. Not really swinging all that great, but once the competition started, I also had some nerves for the first tournament. I remember being on the first tee. I was, you know, a little anxious, and to be honest, I wasn't, you know, where I needed to be. My second round there for the tournament, for the SCGA qualifier, I didn't have any nerves. I was feeling, you know, just normal, and I went out there, made some pars right off the bat, made 1 bogey on the number 1 handicap. I missed a little 4-footer. So I was kind of 1 over most of the day. Hole number 10, I made finally a 10-footer. Got back to even, and then I made 1 other bogey to get back to 1 over. So it seemed like I was 1 over all day. I knew on 17 I needed to make a birdie, so I hit driver 3-wood, got it on the green, 2-putted, and got back to even. I knew 18 I needed to make another birdie, so pumped a good drive, hit one like 330 down the middle, had a gap wedge going in, and stuck it about 18 feet roughly, but it was straight up the hill, and I just knew I needed to make it, and so I popped it right in the middle. I finished T5, and I went into a playoff with a couple college kids that bombed the golf ball. So you know, they weren't too intimidated by me hitting a 280 down the middle. I pushed my drive in the playoff. One guy bombs at 330 down the middle. The other guy hits it left into the trees. I'm on a side hill lie. I've got a tree in front of me. I'm trying to knock it right below it, and David Toms it. Well, I hit a 4-iron to hit it low, but I pured it, and it kind of launched on me a little bit. Ended up going through the tree, didn't hit anything. It was pretty amazing. I got very lucky. I feel like I had 87 yards left. The guy that bombed at 330 hit it on the green about 40 feet. The guy that was left by the OB, he hit one in the greenside bunker. The guy in the greenside bunker hits one to about 18 feet. The 40-foot eagle putt, he leaves 4 feet short. I'm up next. I knock in the little 9-10 footer up the hill, and the guy in the bunker made par. He didn't make his birdie. The eagle putt guy, he made it. Colorado State player. And so him and I qualified for the SCGA tournament up at Lakeside, which is going to be pretty awesome. Going to schedule a practice round up there. It's very private, really tough course to get on, and they allow us to do 1 practice round, and no caddies, no filming, no nothing up there, but we're going to see what we can do.
Hey, I got a question for you. When you were done with the first 18 and you were kind of sitting around waiting to see what the rest of the groups coming in and a potential for a playoff, what were you doing in that downtime to kind of either mentally or physically kind of get ready for that playoff, right? Knowing it could be one guy or a handful of guys.
So I went into the bathroom, threw some water on my face, just kind of cooled down. It was a hot day. Try to stay in the shade as much as possible. I rolled some putts. I even snuck out on the range after it was closed. I hit like 5 drivers. I grabbed my 60-degree wedge, just chipped a few balls around the green, and just kind of stayed loose. I wasn't sure if I was going to be in a playoff or not because I was T3 for most of the day, and then there was like 3 groups left, and a couple guys shot 1 under. So, and then when I found out I was playing against a couple college kids, obviously they were more talented, work harder on their games,
But those groups came off fresh, right? They transitioned right into.
Yeah, I had 2.
Coach was the first tee time off, so he had to wait the longest.
Almost 3 hours, it seemed like.
I mean, that can really ice a player. I mean, it really can.
Yeah, but I'm kind of used to just going out there cold and playing anyways. I didn't hit a very good drive off the tee because, I don't know, I just pushed it to the right a little bit and didn't get a great break. But, I was able to lay it up and David Toms it. So.
It was awesome to see you qualify, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, the second tournament out, this guy goes out there and gets it done. And like you said, I mean, I played in that same tournament. Some of you have asked in the comments why no attorneys for me. That was one I signed up for, so I was out there with Mike. I was probably about 5 or 6 groups behind him. And yeah, just to see the level of play. I think that day the scoring conditions were a little bit easier than his first round out there because it was warm. The greens were pretty soft. The ball was rolling out a little bit on the fairways. But it was a fun time, and super proud of Mike to get it done, and now to go to Lakeside. And I mean, Lakeside, first of all, is a course that we've been wanting to get out to and film, which, not sure it's going to happen for this qualifier again, but still it'll be cool that you're going to get some looks at it, and wishing you nothing but the best of luck out there, man.
Yeah, so thank you. So what they do is they do 18 holes one day, 18 holes the second day, then they make a cut. The cut then is now match play. So my goal is to get into the match play, give myself a chance, and kind of have some fun with it, and maybe even make a run at it. It'd be fun. My goal is to, hopefully get in the top 10. I think that'd be pretty cool. I was pretty stoked, honestly, just to get the paperwork and the plaque of the qualification. I'm thinking about even framing it. I haven't qualified for a tournament in 20 years, so it felt pretty good. I'm still a little bit in shock over it, but man, it feels really good to be able to take it to the next level and play with some really good players and see how my game can fare.
One of the things too that we might want to check into is, I know qualifying for the Torrey Pines and at the Farmers, there's now a pre-qualification for you to even get in there. Maybe your qualification into what you did now could give you an exemption into getting past that first stage. So really something you might want to check into.
As long as I keep advancing, I think they'll allow me to. I don't know exactly how it works, but it'll exempt me into future tournaments, and which kind of helps. If you can just get in, and if I can make it into the top 10, I know that will really boost my exemptions. So that'll be the goal, and we'll see if we can make it happen.
So I'll give you guys a quick recap of my first tournament round since pretty much since high school. High school was really the last time that I played any kind of competitive golf. I didn't play in college or anything like that. And I was definitely nervous going out there. Probably not as nervous as I would have been if Coach wasn't there, because we warmed up together, so there was that sense of familiarity, just being on the range with him. But definitely on the first tee, I was a little bit nervous, but I hit a good drive on the first hole. It's a par 5. David Toms did, and hit a wedge in there to about 1.5 feet and made a birdie on the first hole. So I was like, instantly after that, I was like kind of calmed down and got into a good rhythm. But I ended up making some mistakes kind of towards the end of the first 9. Hit a few balls in the water. I was in a great spot on another par 5 that I laid up, had 50 yards in, hit a little bit, one groove off really, went over the green into the water, ended up making a double there, and then went into the next hole and put a couple in the water on this par 3. it's a 200-yard par 3 surrounded by water, so it was a tough hole anyway, but it just kind of got in my head, and I ended up shooting at 84 that day, birdied the last hole, so I had a birdie on number 1 and number 18, and that was the kind of the highlight of my day. And mentally, I kind of checked out after being 5 over through 2 holes, and so I learned a pretty valuable lesson. I think if I can go back in time, I probably would have just taken some more deep breaths after that first bad hole that I had, and spent a little more time just kind of like focusing on what this task ahead instead of thinking about what just happened. So I totally got in my own head on some of those holes, but it was still a great experience, and I definitely want to get back out there and do it again, because it really just taught me that, like, you got to get out there and just keep fighting. And I really want to try to redeem myself and shoot a better score next time, and hopefully get a little closer. So definitely didn't scare me away from tournament rounds. I think if anything, it makes me want to go out there and just try to do better. So it was a fun experience.
What do you think you would do differently in preparation of your next tournament?
Probably get a practice round in on the golf course would be a good place to start. Yeah, I hadn't played that course, and I've only played it once before, and that was about 5 or 6 years ago. The greens are tough out there, so I had I think 1 or 2 3-putts out there from 20 feet, but I just got on the wrong side of the pins and didn't focus on a couple of those. So
it can blow out there too. Was it windy?
It was not too bad. It was a little bit windy on the back 9. Yeah. It picked up, and that definitely made it a little more challenging. But yeah, I think getting a practice round in there would certainly go a long ways. And then just kind of thinking a little bit more about the misses, because on some of the holes that I made mistakes on, I didn't really think about where I want to miss to, and then I really missed in the wrong spot.
Right.
And was kind of jailed from there. So most of the holes, it was kind of obvious, and I was able to focus early in the round. But yeah, by the time I got to the back, it was 90 plus degrees out, so I was already tired from that, let alone like making some mistakes. So having that mental game kind of in that home stretch is just so pivotal. I mean, mad props to coach. Getting it done.
Well, I mean, this guy, I was done early, so I watched 18, and he stuck one to, I don't know, 4 feet, maybe 5 feet down the hill, a little slick putt, knocked it in.
So had 200 yards in on the last hole. Yeah. Hit a 6-iron to 4 feet.
I had 111.
Yeah, I missed my drive to the right, almost put it in the range, and was in the rough.
Yeah, but I mean, just making birdie on 18 during, an event like that, during the conditions, I think is something that you can take away as a positive, and learn from that experience, and maybe the next tournament you qualify. We've got another one August 1st that we're going to try and qualify for. My goal is to shoot in the 60s at this course. It's over at Twin Oaks. It's a little easier of a course, and
that's a course you could get.
Yeah, and we can score out there, and I'm definitely gonna do a few practice rounds with this guy and see if we can both qualify on the next one.
Yeah. So let's jump into the comments. Aaron said, take my daily coffee allowance, boys, put it towards Coach's caddy fee when he plays Lakeside. Very nice, Aaron. Thank you for that.
I know.
And actually, a quick update on the channel in itself, because Aaron has been a tremendous help helping us get some of these videos out. You guys are probably wondering where the heck we went, because the content's kind of slowed down, and just kind of a quick update on that. We do have content backed up, but it's been a little bit slower getting it out with our editor, Daniel. So we're kind of trying to find ways to get you guys quality content and still, make sure that we're filming it. And I got kind of busy too with work. I took on the job, and I'm super slammed right now with work, so I haven't been able to edit or really help out on that front. So big thank you to Aaron, to B-Love, to Mike for all stepping up and making sure that this content still keeps coming out, and we're gonna hopefully get back to 3 videos a week.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into some of the questions. Eric Hurt says, is Daniel on vacation? Been a little light lately. Yeah, Marco just addressed that. What's up, homies? Been missing the show. It's like the Daily says, smoke 'em if you got 'em. The driver, that is. Love the show. It actually got me back into golf. Been away from it forever. Kevin, it's great to hear. Love hearing that stuff. Send us messages if you guys are getting back into golf. We got a couple private messages on Instagram saying that they got back in a few months ago because of the channel. So love to hear that. Love that encouragement. So yeah, just get out there and play a little golf. Speaking of golf, I got a big match against a pro later on this morning. So I'm only going to be here for the next 15 minutes. Beasky's going to take over. And so we'll see if we can go take down another pro.
Should we tell them who or?
Yeah, playing against Paris. She's got some big tournaments coming up, so we'll see if she can handle the pressure with me breathing down her neck the whole time. And
well, they played once before, and it wasn't filmed.
Yeah.
And
well,
Paris.
she shot 2 under on me, okay?
I mean, Paris is a terrific golfer. I mean,
Yeah.
she's a player. I mean, she can play some games, so.
And it's her home track, so
Yeah.
you know, she's got the clear advantage.
And it's not my favorite course in the world.
It's very, very tricky golf course.
I'm a step behind Marco and almost never going back.
Great minds think alike.
No, it's in great condition right now, so you guys will enjoy it. I'll be talking some smack to Paris. It's going to be a whole different format, and yeah, it's going to be a fun day.
Oh, okay, so let's see. Are we coming to Atlanta anytime in the near future? No plans right now unless we get tickets for the Masters. So I don't know if these guys filled out the form, but I've definitely filled out my form to try to get a spot. I don't know when they send out the emails to let you know if you're in or not, but if that comes through, we'll be down in Atlanta, and I'm sure we'd be coming a little bit early so we can play some golf. So we'll absolutely keep you guys apprised.
Yeah, and I also want to say a big thank you to you guys for encouraging me to, get entered into those golf tournaments. I would have never done it if I didn't get all that positive reinforcement from you guys, from Marco, from B, from friends in the area. I definitely, I've never really thought about competing. I never thought my game was good enough to hang with the really good players, and I just want to say a big thanks to you guys for encouraging me to do it, and now it feels great. Now I'm going to do it all the time.
Were there some old guys out there playing?
Yeah. I played with an old salty dog. You guys saw one of them, and then and he was a great player. He hit the ball solid, and he's probably in his late 50s, early 60s, and Stanley, you guys saw him, just a real, salty veteran that just, really took the time to kind of chat with me, give me some experience that he's had, and it was fun for me to listen to, his advice.
So B, we're going to Bandon next month.
I am foaming at the mouth. I cannot. I literally, every day I've been going on the site and, checking out the courses and the layout and the facility, and it's going to be a special trip. I think every year, how we've set this up, 5-6 years ago when we were talking about it to how it's unfolding, I think it's exactly what we envisioned. And Bandon is going to be a real special experience. Looking forward to celebrating with these two guys, especially the birthday boy over here turning the big 4-0. Welcome to the old man club. We'll get you some glucosamine here.
I already got it. I'm flowing, but for sure. Chris Dottie, thank you for the $5 donation. Appreciate it. Yeah.
So speaking of Bandon, if any of you guys live in the area or want to drive out to meet us in Bandon, we're going to be on the punch bowl all day, every day. But the reason we want you to come out is we need some help filming and taking photos. So if you guys can come out, if anybody out there has any skills with cinematography or photography, we'd love to have you out. We'll give you our equipment to use, but we just need all hands on deck to kind of capture this place. We've been kind of thinking about the logistics of it, and it's going to be a lot for us to walk the course, to film it. We'll be able to do that, but would love just another hand just so we can get some additional content. So if you guys are in the area or interested, just email one of us, Mike@golfholics.com or Marco@golfholics.com, and we'll kind of give you the details, and in a way to kind of pay you guys back for that, we'll talk about that offline, but it's not going to just be pro bono work on your guys' part. We'll definitely make sure you're kind of compensated for it and make it worth your time. So hopefully some of you guys are in that area and hear this.
Also, if you're in LA near Burbank or Lakeside and have an interest in caddying for me and has any familiarity with Lakeside, feel free to reach out to me, Mike@golfholics.com. Definitely need a good caddy up there. I really want to do well. It'd be kind of fun to advance to the second stage.
And I think just to piggyback off Mike, what he said on the caddy, I think that's the only thing that we haven't solidified.
No, we got a caddy.
Oh, you did? Okay, awesome.
We got a caddy.
Attaboy.
Yeah,
Nice. Okay.
and I'm going to get you guys a caddy, and we'll get the other guys too, hopefully.
The coach has got us covered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Dan Barnett's in the house. What's up, man?
Oh, yeah. What's up,
he's
Dan?
joining us out at Bandon. We're going to have a great time. I've been breathing down his neck the last couple times with his slow play, so
But Dan, we appreciate you taking all the fulfillment for our store to your warehouse. So all the stuff is gone from my house right now, all the hats, the stuff we've been shipping out. Dan's got quite the setup up there, and so thank you for that, man. Really appreciate you helping us out on that front.
Mike's brother kind of looks like Billy Horschel. Also check out our store if you guys need any hats or shirts. We got polos, we got everything, we got beanies. Golfholics.com, link will be below.
What is the plan for the member site? The member site is taking a backseat right now, so if you guys are signed up, I encourage you to go cancel so you're not getting charged for it, because we're not going to be updating it with content anytime soon. And we're just pumping the brakes on that. I think we got a little overzealous trying to do too much, and right now we just don't have enough time to produce content for both YouTube and the membership site. So we'll let you guys know when that's ready to go, but for now it's on the back burner.
Yeah, eventually we will get to doing that, but right now with our schedules, it's just going to be too tough, and we do apologize, but we promise that when we do upload and we do get more videos, you guys will see them first, and yeah, hopefully enjoy it, and we'll get rocking with it eventually.
Someone said Brody Smith did a 1 foot in the rough on tee shots, and viewers/golfers hated it. Do you think challenges are dead, or do golfers just love hole-by-hole commentary? My personal take on it is people like variety. So some people are going to love the hole-by-hole, watching a round unfold. And some people watch that because they want to see good golf. Some people watch that because they want to see the camaraderie between friends and some of the smack talk. So I think it's hard to generalize what kind of content people are going to like, but I think really the best thing we can do is kind of put out a variety of content, and it's going to appeal to a broader audience and allow us to grow the channel. So we have some challenge stuff coming up that's in the works. I'm not going to let that out too soon, but yeah, it should be fun.
Not gonna let the cat out of the bag.
No.
Let's see. Any trips back to the Bay Area and play in Hardy Park? Yes. We've got a lot of friends of the channel in San Francisco, Northern California area, so we'll make another trip back out there, and we'll try and hit all of them. Maybe even go through Pebble one more time.
Oh, absolutely.
Tim says, Marco, keep grinding in the qualifiers. I learn more about my game with everyone I play with. Keep it up, and congrats to Mike. Thanks, Tim.
Yep.
Good to see you out there too, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Chris Dottie says, hey, it's Trucker Chris. When are you guys going to come out and play the Oak Quarry with me? Yeah, man, we'd love to play that course again.
Yeah, that was a sick one.
Yeah.
I remember the drone shots out there.
Yeah, it was
nasty.
pretty sweet. So yeah, hit me up, Mike at golfholics.com.
Okay, so who do we got winning the Open here? Let's go down the line.
I'm going with Ricky. Love me some Ricky. I mean, the guy's won back, so it's not a bad, guess.
I mean, if I had to put money on anybody, I'm going with Rory. I think he's the hottest player in the world right now for about the last 6 to 8 months. The course is playing soft and gettable, and when he has that kind of firepower in the bag, he's pretty tough to beat. If the course gets fiery and the USGA does typically what they do when it comes Saturday and Sunday, then I'd really like Tiger. He's the best iron player in the game. He's patient. He plays to the greens, and Pebble plays favorites towards California golfers. Phil, Tiger, they've all won there a ton. So it's going to be a shootout, I think, this year, which is a little different. USGA, I'm glad what they've kind of done to bring back a little bit more of the tradition. So it's good to see.
Well, it's nice to see the USGA not be in the headline for once, right? About course setup or something like that. Like, I think, like you said, I think they're going to tighten it up as the tournament goes on, and it's gonna really start trimming down the field pretty quickly here. There's a ton of guys under par right now, but it's not going to stay like that, or at least I don't expect it to. But leading into my pick, which is Brooks Kepka, the guy missed so many fairways and greens yesterday and still managed to shoot under par, which I think is a testament to his game, his strength out of the rough, being able to judge some of those lies and get up and down from some just absolutely nasty spots. Now, is he going to be able to get up and down out of the lies like that, moving into the weekend? Probably not. They're going to, I think, firm up the greens, and it's going to be a little bit harder to hold them. But I still, I still got to go with the big dog, and it should be a good weekend.
The guy's a monster.
Yeah.
The strange thing is I wonder. he's able to just go to another gear when it comes to the majors.
Yeah, that's
and I'm
crazy.
wondering why he can't go to that gear when it's just in another tournament,
Right.
right? It's an interesting situation with him mentally.
Yeah.
So
It seems like he has that chip on his shoulder, right? Like when they talk about him when he was playing a junior golfer, he didn't really win many tournaments. Always was kind of runner up to Ricky and some of these other guys he played against. And it seems like he's kind of matured later, a little bit later. I mean, he's still young. He's still, I think, in his 20s. But maybe it's the fact that he just wants to prove himself in these tournaments. The majors are obviously the ones with all the limelight. So
Yep.
it's like it's the best opportunity to just kind of stick it to everyone and say, hey, I can get it done. So
Yeah.
who knows?
yeah.
Coach, we got any good comments
what
in
do
there?
you think, Coach? Who do you like?
I like Ricky's putting. You know, he's got the best putting stroke, I think, on tour, and he's just solid. I'm just, you know, he's a local guy from Southern California, so I've always been a fan of his. I like his style. Just a good kid. He's not even a kid anymore, but nice young man, and I think he's good for the game. I know a lot of the younger kids, they love him, they look up to him, and you know, they try and mimic his style. I know his son loves Ricky. That's his favorite golfer, and probably Tiger, you know. And it'd be great to see him win that, get that monkey off his back.
Yeah.
And, you know, just kind of hang with all of his buddies that he always does and get a major.
So, one of the questions is what are the sticks in the bag looking like right now? Any big changes?
So I got Callaway Epic driver, Epic 3-wood, driving iron Callaway, and then I've got Mizuno JPX 919 tours from Mizuno that are amazing. I got Cleveland wedges, and then I've got an Odyssey putter.
Yeah, my set hasn't changed too much. Got the Epic Flash driver in there still. I think the latest addition was the Flash 3-wood, which I really liked. Went to the range, kind of tinkered around with the settings, and got it to a place where I like it. Other than that, still playing the 770s. And yeah, got the same putter that we've been playing, the Odyssey, for a couple years now.
Nice.
You just got the Ventus shaft, didn't you?
I did. I was fortunate enough to get an invite by Fujikura and Marshall, and they were, you know, so kind and let me get in the simulator and test out some shafts. And it was great. I hadn't done any testing since, you know, doing some stuff for Titleist a long time ago. So put me in a great shaft. I think the trajectory and how I'm hitting the ball with that driver is like, I mean, before it was great, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, but this is a whole nother level with it now.
It seems to be coming out a little bit lower and a little bit more of a
Less
kind
spin.
of boring, less spin of a ball flight. I saw him hitting it yesterday on the range, and it was
good.
it was dangerous.
I remember I bombed one like 310 and he freaking flew me. I was like, oh my god, that was the biggest mistake, was bringing him to Fujikura.
Yeah, I know.
You know, shoes.
Well, we went out to Shadow Ridge to go play a quick few holes just to get out of the simulator and
Yeah.
see what it felt like on the course. And, you know, it took me a few holes. I was trying to go to the extra gear with it, and I was hitting it a little bit to the right. And then finally on the 18th hole, he hit an amazing drive, about 320, 330.
330.
And
he was 360.
I was about
It was a
360.
little downhill.
And so I finally was like, okay, this is it. And then it just continued on. We played the front side with a couple guys that came in, and, you know, 1 and 2, and they were like, whoa. And, you know, it felt really good. It's dialed in.
What a difference a good shaft makes, right? I mean, it's
It's
one of the most
everything.
undervalued things, and like everyone looks at these new heads coming out and this and that. I mean, you could have a crappy 5-year-old head with the right shaft and hit it just as far with, you know.
Yep.
So
Justin, thank you for the donation. It says, love your guys' content. Come on over to Maryland. It'd be awesome to play with you guys. Yeah, we're going to make it to the East Coast one of these days. Also, if you guys are not aware, we are having our Golf Holics Invitational July 15th. Everyone's invited. Kids, high handicappers, girls, guys, parents, grandparents, everybody's invited. It's going to be at the Santa Luz. It's going to be $250. You get lunch, dinner. There will be some prizes, some awards, and
Porsche's coming out there. If you make a hole-in-one on one of the holes, you're going to get a Porsche. So
Yeah.
that's going to be
Which
pretty
hole?
sweet.
we got plenty of
I think
openings.
they're going to do it on hole on that par 3 over the water, number, what is it, 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So
That's good.
And then Tommy, thank you for the donation. It says come to Newcastle. Wayne, thank you again for the donation. Appreciate it. Says he loves to watch our channel. He's here in Chicago, our hometown. Makes it bearable. Yeah, we got to make a Chicago trip again. We got to do Medina, Cog Hill, Olympia Fields, and maybe Butler or Chicago Club.
Chicago Club ain't gonna happen.
All right. Well, I got to take off. It was a pleasure chatting with you guys. B.
Hey,
Good stuff.
Coach O, get it done today, okay?
I'll do you guys proud. I'll take down
out
the pro. All right, guys.
all right, I'll see you Sunday.
Later.
You're going to Mom's, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Connor said he just got the Ventus 7X 2 days ago. Changed my life. Yeah, you're welcome. It will change your life. So Greg said, you guys ever play Twin Oaks and San Marcos? Played that course a bunch of times. It's a pretty gettable course up there. It's I haven't played in a couple years, but some of the qualifiers I think that are coming up are going to be there. So
yeah, it's a course you don't want to try to overpower. I think you want to play it the way it's designed to be played, and if your wedge game is dialed in, anything from pitching wedge down your sand wedge, if that's really tight on those 100 to 125 yard shots, you're going to score really low out there. Yeah.
Very gettable. Someone said, how can I get in contact? So Zach, if you want to get in touch with us, best way is just to shoot us an email. It's either marco@golfholics.com or mike@golfholics.com. And yeah, Mike just dropped it in there. Guys doing work on the road. I love it. Better be a GT3 or 911 Turbo. Yeah, Derek, it's not one of those. I think it's one of the SUVs, one of the smaller ones. I don't know what the model is.
I love it. He's already like, I want the 911 Turbo, baby.
We're not quite to that level yet.
That is like my dream car.
So Christian said, speaking of the U.S. Open, do you like different winners in the majors or the same winner every year, like what Brooks has been doing?
I mean, I think it's great that the game of golf is now seeing a handful of players that can get really hot and dominant. So to answer your question, I think yes and no. What I like to see on Sundays is all of those guys bunched together like it was at the Masters.
Yeah.
Having 6 or 7 lead changes on the back 9, hearing the roars, not letting somebody get away with it.
Yep.
The PGA this year, when Brooks came back to the field a little bit, it made it interesting, but I mean, right from the get-go, he was the front runner, and so, it made it a little bit like, it's over, right? Like, unless he melts down on Sunday, it's pretty much over, so I do like it when it's bunched up. It's more exciting. You really see the pressure on these guys. I don't know how many guys were chewing gum on Sunday.
I know.
Masters.
It's a thing now. It's a total thing, yeah.
They were chomping away. I saw Tiger
Coach was chewing it at his tournament, too.
The guys were throwing it in the azaleas. I'm like, oh man, it was funny.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see a playoff for one of the majors. I mean, it's been a while since we've had a playoff, and I don't know, it's just like it's a different dynamic, and I mean, the nerves, if they haven't been gotten flown to that point, you're not human, but it would just be cool to see these guys duel it out on something like that.
Well,
like what happened at the U.S. Open at
2010,
right?
exactly.
18 holes with
on Monday.
Yeah, on Monday.
I mean, that is a playoff that I think really defines the champion, right? I mean, sudden death is great, don't get me wrong, and I know the Open Championship, I think, has a 3-hole format.
Yeah, I believe so.
But going head-to-head, mano-a-mano, for 18 holes to get it, I mean, I like that.
Yeah, especially when Tiger or one of these big boys is in it.
Yeah.
It's going to draw a crowd. All right, what's in the bag, Beasky?
So I've got the Titleist T3 driver right now with that new Ventus 7X. It's about a quarter tipped. I've got my old V-Steel 3-wood Tour Spoon Trusty 13 degree. I showed the guys the Fujikura 757 speeder I had in that. They were like, wow, I can't believe it. They actually only have one left in the entire facility. They were laughing.
How old is that 3-wood?
I want to say it's probably about 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't get it out of my hands. So.
I've heard someone say when you find a good 3-wood, don't ever get rid of it. I mean, you bomb that thing, you hit that thing 260, 270 on the regular off the tee, and it's amazing.
It's been, if I have to hit it, I'm just so confident with it. I just feel good with it, like put it in my hands, let's go. Then I got the Callaway Rescue, which I really like too. It's I took the 3 iron out of the bag, and this kind of gave me a little bit more versatility, especially, that 3 iron, unless you're in the fairway, perfect lie, you don't want to hit it, or I'm not good enough to hit it. So, and then I added that driving iron from Callaway because we're going to Bandon. So I'm gonna flip flop that in and out with the Rescue, see what happens with how that works with the wind. And then I've got my TaylorMade MC with 6.0 rifles and my Titleist wedges, and then my Scotty Cameron. I don't really tinker too much. Really, the only 2 or 3 clubs that I've added was the driver, the driving iron, and the Rescue. Everything else has been the same for about 6 to 10 years.
And what about ball? Which ball are you playing?
I'm actually going to dump the Titleist Pro V1X. I think just from a spin rate, I hit the ball really high, and so it can affect my shorter game, and my brother always gives me a hard time on that with spin control. So I'm going to go to something maybe a little bit firmer. I might try a little bit of that Bridgestone. I'm going to be hitting the TP too, 5X, I think. So something with a little bit firmer, less spin, because I already have a ton of it, so it will give me more control. I want to know that's my number, it lands there and it stops, as opposed to, if I have 115 yards, I got it landed 121 and suck it back, or it's going to spin off the green, right?
Exactly.
Like, I know what I have to do.
Yeah, and I think on some of those firmer greens, you nip it and you get a lot of spin, and man, it gets you in a lot of trouble. Obviously, it's hard to control it on some of those.
Yeah.
So, and kind of speaking on that line of golf balls, I don't know if we've communicated to you guys, but I switched golf balls. I went to the Bridgestone Tour BX, I think it's called, and I've absolutely loved it. It's a little bit firmer because I too hit the ball high, so I didn't really need that extra spin. The only place that I took some getting used to was around the greens.
Right.
It was chipping with it. It was rolling out a little bit more. I could still put spin on it, but it was just not as spinny, not as soft. So it took a little bit more time trying to chip with it, and picking my landing spots are a little bit, they're not quite as close to the pin as they used to be. But
how does it feel off the putter face?
It feels good. It's a little bit not as soft, right? So you could definitely tell. But other than that, it's not too bad. I mean, I think on the shorter putts, because I have that Odyssey putter with the soft face, it doesn't feel as bad. I think if I had like one of the Scotties with like the milled faces, I think it would probably feel a little bit firmer than what I'm feeling right now. But off the tee, the reason I really like that ball, because off the tee and iron shots, I'm just not turning the ball as much. I wasn't bending the ball too much, but if I missed one and kind of cut across it or hit a little toey, it could really, one of those softballs can amplify the spin that I was putting on it.
Right.
And with this one being a little bit harder, it seems to hold the line a little bit more. So I think the misses, if I was going to miss something, say 15 yards to the left, with a regular, softball, with this one it might be like 10 yards or 8 yards. And it's definitely noticeable because I'm, hitting a little further and finding a little more fairways. When I played in that qualifier that we were telling you guys about earlier, I didn't miss a fairway until like hole 13. Playing that new ball, so it was definitely working.
Nice.
All right, let's see what else we got in here. We're probably going to keep this live stream going for about another 5-7 minutes, guys. So just throw in any questions you got for us. And let's see what's in the bag for Beastie coming soon. Yep, absolutely. Any good food recommendations in Encinitas? Heading there Sunday and staying all week.
Yeah, I would head over to Vigalucci's. It's one of the best restaurants on the coast, and you won't be disappointed.
There you go. Scratch Golf Tips at Marco, you still doing the marketing, or are you full-time Golfholics? What's the switch? Honestly, I haven't been working much on the Golfholic stuff at all right now, just because I took on a new job. My business that I owned before kind of went away, basically. So I had to shut down my business and basically took on a job working for a really cool company up in Venice. They're up in the LA area. So I've been driving up there and kind of getting up to speed and really enjoying kind of getting back out there and working for the man. I don't have some of the stresses that I had being a business owner, but at the same time, I don't have the flexibility too. So being able to kind of put in the time with Golfholics has been really the biggest thing that it's taken away from me. So that's where everyone else that's been helping out, like B-Love and Aaron and Beesky, you know, being here in the live stream, and Mike obviously has been tremendous. So we're going to kind of keep things rocking as much as we can, and I think we're, with B-Love's help and guidance, being a small business owner, he's really helping us build that funnel for like getting everything dialed in and getting the right people on the bus to be able to pump out content. So
yeah, Brian has some good ideas,
Yeah.
and he has some really good connections too. You know, I mean, he's got a really good social group that he's surrounded himself with that are other, you know, business people. So huge asset. Love the guy. He's a lot of fun to hang out with. Just good peeps.
Yep. Okay. Ever played in Utah? There are a lot of great public golf courses. I've never even been to Utah. So. No.
Give me two, Utah.
There you go. Oh my God, I didn't even see that.
No, I've never been to Utah either. So if I do go to Utah, I want to hit the 5 parks. I want to see Bryce, Canyon, the Arches, and do that with the family, and then maybe send them home, and then back on that with you guys on a golf trip, because there are some pretty golf courses up there.
So Alex said, Brian, if you hit the Pro V1X too high, don't switch to the TP5X. TP5X launches even higher. Try the Bridgestone BX like Marco. TP5X / Pro V1X spin the lowest, so you're stuck for spin issues, in my opinion. Okay.
Good to know.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if the TP5 then is lower spinning. I got some. I'll give it to you after this if you want to just with them.
For me, I'm gonna know, you know, right away.
Yeah. You'll see it.
Yeah.
Andrew said, so Social Holic is gone, Marco. Yep, it is gone. That business is closed down. Chapter is behind us. What else we got in here? What other updates did we have? I feel like there was something we forgot to mention. The Jake video.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. That's gonna be a really special video to see. I think, you know, so much of this community, not just, you know, how great the fans are with, you know, the donations and what you guys bring to the channel, but, you know, what Mark and Marco are doing kind of behind the scenes, so much kind of gets lost in the community with what they do. I mean, especially my brother, how much he puts into coaching, you know, is amazing with the kids. But what these guys did for Jake is going to be really great for you to see. I think it's so important to give back. And this is just hits the nail on the head. So
yeah, that video is coming out on Monday, guys. Make sure you check it out. You know, leave a comment. Make sure you guys share that video. I think that video kind of embodies what this channel was really all about the community, like you were saying. And I think you guys are going to really like it. Completely different than anything we've ever done on this channel, and something we want to do more of, quite frankly. So show some love in that video when it comes out on Monday, 8 o'clock. And yeah, looking forward to seeing your guys' comments on that one.
Nice.
Is Marco from Finland? Marco is a traditional Finnish name. No, I'm from Serbia, Belgrade, Serbia, but yeah, kind of common name, I think, over in Europe. Beesky looking skinny.
Yeah, I've lost about 25 pounds, so I just, you know, I owed it to myself, owed it to my kids, my wife, so said let's do it. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. It's been great for my back.
Yeah.
Weird thing is, we were talking and I was going through that transition where my back was just not great for about 3-4 months, and I think losing the weight and running, you know, was part of that process of just building that, you know, strength back up. And, you know, the last month I felt great. You know, I've been doing the little therapy pads and stuff, and I'm back. I'm ready to go. So
get dialed in for
I'm dialed in for Bandit and ready to rock. So feeling good.
Andrew said, TaylorMade TP5s or Callaway Chrome Softs, any preference? I honestly, like, I think giving golf ball advice we can't tell you which golf ball is going to be the best for you, because we don't know if you hit it high or low, if you put a lot of spin on it, if you don't. I think you really got to figure out what you want to achieve with the golf ball and then work backwards on which ones are going to fit that. You know, playing like the same ball as the tour players play, well, unless you're hitting the same, you know, swing speed and, you know, hitting as high as them and, you know, hitting the same types of shots, like, then it might not be the best ball. So I think golf ball fittings are probably one of the most underrated things, and I haven't ever gone through one, but I think it would be something that would be cool to do.
I think it really gets you a little bit more precise, and it'll let you know your numbers a little bit tighter, which is important. One thing I will say about that Callaway is I think it's the most durable ball out there for the dollar. I hit that thing.
Right.
I hit one ball for 18 holes, and I looked at it, and I was like, there isn't a mark on this
Right.
thing. So I was really impressed with that on the durability side. And obviously, my brother's been playing it for quite a while.
Yeah.
You know, at first, I really was kind of like, I don't know about that design with the kind of soccer ball look on it. But now I really like it because you get to really see the action and the spin on a ball. So when it hits the green, it's fun.
And it's nice when you're cruising out to the fairway and you and your buddy hit it close to you. You don't even have to look around for if they're not playing the same ball. You just know which one's yours.
That's you.
Which is super easy. That was actually helpful for the tournament. I remember Mike mentioning that. He was like, I always knew where I was at, even with those big boys. You know, if they play the regular white one. Andrew said, how many times are you going up to LA, Marco? I've been driving up there just once a week, staying a couple nights right now, doing some training up there at the headquarters. But I'm going to be building a team here for the company in San Diego, so I'll probably be up there maybe once a month, kind of moving forward. But yeah, I might start getting some golf in there up there. I played one day at some rink-a-dink course in Santa Monica area. I don't remember the name, but it was fun just to kind of get out and play a little golf.
Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos, thanks for the donation. $13.99 Canadian. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. Hogan said, is the TXG collab still on? Absolutely. Can't wait to play with those boys.
They look like they're pretty good
They're players,
Yeah,
absolutely.
So
the lefty bombs it, and it's
it's going to be a match.
It's going to be a match. We're doing a couple rounds with them, so we're going to do like a traditional course vlog right now, and then I think we're also going to do lefty versus righties, which is going to be super fun for you guys, especially with a couple of the big hitters. So yeah, it should be a good collab with those guys. Can't wait to meet them. They seem like good down-to-earth guys, and I love their content too. They put out some really good, unique content, so make sure you guys check them out if you haven't. One club challenge. So if you were doing a one club challenge, say at like a par 3 course, like an Oaks North, what would the club be?
One club. I would probably grab my 52 degree.
Interesting choice.
And just whack that thing all day.
See, I was thinking like I would go with like a 6-iron because I can still putt with the 6-iron. I feel like I can kind of close the face down. I guess you can blade a wedge.
Yep.
And with the 6-iron, I feel like you can kind of knock it down and hit it shorter. Obviously, it'd be a little bit harder to control, but for the longer holes, you still have a chance of kind of getting closer. That would be fun. That would be a fun challenge.
Like
one club.
What are you going to take? What am I going to take?
Yep.
What's Mike going to take? And then that's it. That would be interesting.
That would be a blast. One club, one ball. See who's left remaining. So Andrew said, what course market was it? Penmar? I think it was Penmar. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Aaron, if you're in the chat, let him know because you and I went out there together, buddy. I forget the name of it. What's your favorite course you've ever played?
My favorite course I've ever played is Medina Country Club in Chicago. It's a pretty special place, and there's some sentimental kind of connection there. You know, being that I'm privileged enough to play it a handful of times with my dad, so you know that's it for me.
Yeah. I think mine was Spyglass. I just absolutely fell in love with that course, and just we've talked about it a million times, but just kind of when you're going out towards the beach. There's no people around, there's no distractions, there's no noise, you just hear the seals having sex on the beach, you know, the waves crashing. I mean, it is just utopia out there.
It is.
And then going back in, you see the deers running around, you know, the golf course and all the wildlife. And those trees are so big, they just kind of like, you feel so small and insignificant. And I love that kind of feeling on a golf course because it kind of forces you to take it all in. And we definitely did. And I'm so glad we filmed it too, because going back and watching that now, it's like, man, that's just one of the coolest experiences I've ever had on a golf course, and we have a catalog, so.
Yeah, that place is amazing. I really loved it.
Someone asked, Beastkey, if you played, Brian, did you play in high school or college?
Yeah, I actually played in high school and college. Really grew up playing a lot of baseball, and then just kind of got burnt out and decided to make a change. And around my end of my junior year of high school is kind of when I started playing golf, walked on the team. And you know, San Diego golf back then was pretty aggressive with, you know, guys like Matt Christensen, Paul Becker, Pat Perez, the Riley brothers, Charlie Hoffman at Poway. All these guys were on other teams, so it was really competitive back then, and you see a lot of those names on the tour now. And then I my alma mater is USD, University of San Diego, so go Toreros. Walked on the team there for a couple years, but never got an opportunity to actually play in a tournament. They really kind of focused on the scholarship guys getting those tournament reps. So, you know, I was, you know, kind of on the B team.
Cool. What are your feelings about Olympic Club?
Top 5 course for me.
Yeah.
I've played both sides. Actually, I've played both sides twice and the cliffs twice.
Yeah.
I've been up there a few times in San Francisco, and Olympic Lake is such a special place. I really love it. Johnny Miller, that's like his home track. So what a guy to be able to play that every day.
Yeah, I mean, Olympic was, like you said, I mean, super special. I think just a very unique golf course off the tee. I don't think I'd ever played in a golf course that didn't have fairway bunkers up to that point. I was like, I think someone pointed it out, and I was like, holy crap! Like, I just didn't really notice it, but the course is tough enough. They don't need fairway bunkers. You got trees lined that are, you know.
Where they say 5,000 trees on there?
Just a massive amount of trees. The rough is super thick, so. That course was very special, and then going in the clubhouse and seeing all the history, just kind of like
it's a museum.
Yeah,
it's like a museum.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of stuff from Johnny Miller, so many U.S. Opens. You know, it's just a special place. If you get a chance to go out there, don't miss it.
Yeah. So toughest course we ever played.
Spyglass.
You think I'm gonna say Cog Hill. I'm gonna say Cog Hill.
You know what though? Your game was different then.
True.
When we go back to Chicago, I mean, Cog Hill is very difficult. Don't get me wrong, but
Spyglass is tough, actually. Yeah.
Spyglass on the PGA Tour has the highest par 4 scoring average every single year, excluding the majors. So, if you shoot, in my opinion, a 76 or better at Spyglass from the tips, you are, golf clap. That's impressive.
Yeah, that course was tough, and I remember seeing all the article clippings actually when I was editing that video of how tough it was, because I think we talked to the starter and he was mentioning it. So, and I think Cog Hill, when we played it, the reason it was tough that day, I mean, not only did we play it from the tips, it was playing like 7,400, 7,500 yards, and it was windy, you know, and the greens were fast. So
but Mike and I have also played out there about 15 times, so we knew the course.
That's true.
So it's a big deal.
All right, well, guys, we're gonna finish up the live stream right now. We got to get to the U.S. Open, and it's right now. Tiger's been playing for an hour, so I can't wait to jump on there and see how he's doing. So, Beastkey, thanks, man, for joining us on this live stream.
Absolutely appreciate the opportunity to come on. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, all the other folks that are out there. Make sure you give your dad a hug on Sunday.
There you go. Show some respect. All right, guys, hit a thumbs up on this video, leave us a comment down below, and we'll have an awesome video for you Monday. Make sure you guys check that one out, please. It means a lot to us, and we'll see you guys back for another one.
All right.